It's the J.R.Joker Show with featured performer J.R.Joker. Not appearing on tonight's show are Sharon Stone, Jerry Seinfeld, the Kingston Trio, and Barbra Streisand. And now, here's the featured performer of the J.R.Joker Show, J.R.Joker. Wow, high production value, huh? Okay, well, let's get something out of the way here. Let's get right to it. I indeed am a comedian. If I wasn't, would I have this? Yep. All comedians nowadays have to have a bottle of dihydrous oxide. No water. They just can't perform. They have to hydrate like every 4 seconds. When I was a kid, I used to see all the variety shows and talk shows, and comedians were their stock and trade. I must have seen 1,000 different comedians by the time I was 12. I never saw a bottle of water. I never saw a glass of water. No, nothing. They managed to do it. Well, maybe the humor wasn't as dry back then. To my credit, I felt ashamed as soon as I said it. A lot of people mock and deride me. Oh, old man. Check you out. All of a sudden, like, you're going to become rich and famous? Huh? Well, I have to address this. I've thought about this, and I've contemplated, and I've reflected, and I've decided I do not want to be rich and famous. I decided I'll settle for rich. And that'll do her. I want to warn all the people out there, you are going to become as old as me and want to go out and buy these turtleneck sweaters from the Robert Redford collection, but there's nothing you can do to hide it. You're going to get old, and that's all there is to it. That doesn't mean, though, you can't do stuff. I like to consider myself still a man of accomplishment. Guess what I did today? I robbed a bank. Alone, by myself. I planned it. I executed it. I made off. And they don't even know they were robbed. And that's the definition of the perfect crime. It was a perfect crime. They don't know. No. Well, you're not going to say anything, are you? Here, check it out. Check it out. What does that say? Huh? What does that say? Oh, I think it says City National Bank. They don't even know it's missing. I got a little piggish when I was there. I really only planned on that, but so anyway, I cased the joint for months. I knew when the guard was going to lunch, I knew what he had for lunch, and so I got away with it. But it was kind of a big, interesting money day for me. While I was at the bank, I asked for some change. That's how I distracted them. And you see bills like this all the time. Nothing funny about them. Nothing up my sleeve. But if you're lucky enough, and people that collect bills and coins like I do, know that if you ever come across a bill, for example, that has something upside down on it, a number or a letter or an image upside down, it's worth a fortune, because there are collectors that look for that stuff and they just gotta have it, and they got the money to pay for it. So I'm always keeping an eye out for that. Well, today, while I was successfully and perfectly committing that crime at the bank gave me something, and they don't even know what they gave me. Check it out. They gave me a bill with not just one upside down letter, not just one number upside down or image upside down. Everything on this bill is upside down. OMG. Oh, I went through this with a magnifying glass and a loop. There's not one number, letter, or image, a little squiggly curly Q, that's not upside down. It's 100% upside down. Both sides. Oh my God! I think I'll end up on that PBS show. I'll show this to those experts, and they'll just be agog. and I don't even know what to ask for this. I could probably retire really after this. I just can't believe my luck. And finally, speaking of luck, the best coup I pulled off today was with a coin. Not just like a regular coin like you see all the time. I got this here coin I bought from a collector. He thought he was smart, so I played along with him, like, oh, I want to get me one of them there coins too, mister. Okay, so I made an investment. I bought it, but I'm going to sell this for a fortuna. Yes, sir, Bob's. Look at this coin. You see what it says? This is the oldest coin you're ever going to see. I mean, just like, stop what you're doing. Stop drinking coffee or whatever what you're doing. This is the oldest coin you are ever going to see, and you'll never see it in person. What does it say on the bottom there? 500 BC. It's 2,500 years old, more than 20. Yeah, I don't even know what to answer that. Quite a day. Quite a day. Yes, sirree, Bobs. So us old folks have got it together. And we've always had it together. I mean, you youngins with your laptops and your cell phones and your word processor, you think you're so smart. Well, even when I was in the first grade, we had word processors. That's right. They're pretty old, but they work. You could still get them at Office Depot. Very affordable. We didn't call them word processors. We called them pencils. You could compose. You can delete. You can compose in any language, any font size, any font style. You could underscore, and they're ambidextrous. They work great. And we even had, in those days, a mini word processor, a little more portable, a mini word processor, but that required extra hardware to delete. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because I don't want to do too much at once. I think many comedians don't know when to leave them wanting, and I want to leave you wanting. I'm just starting out my new tour, the Gee, I Hope I Don't Die Before My New Comedy Tour Is Over tour. Oh, and I have an offer from HBO. Yeah, I think it's a fair offer. I really do. They say that if I come current on my delinquent account, they'll restore my service. But too many comedians, they just like overexpose themselves. You get sick of them. They, besides doing their stand-up act on TV shows and nightclubs, they do cameos in movies and guest spots on sitcoms, and voice their unsolicited political opinions on blogs and Twitter and Instagrams, and host SNL. They're just everywhere, and you just get sick of them. So I want to be careful I don't do that. I think I could say without hesitation that I am probably the least exposed performer in the Western Hemisphere, perhaps the known universe. Actually, so I have a feeling that's just the. I think that's my plan. It's gonna be there. So I just want to leave you with some advice. Whenever you see an old person, you think they're going to tell you something that they've learned in their life, and I am going to do that. Actually, I don't want to disappoint you, and I want you to come back for our next episode. I just want to tell you something. You don't need a lot of money to be happy. I need a lot of money to be happy, but that's just me. I'm sure you're stable and well adjusted. So that's about all for the J.R.Joker Show. Hope to see you real soon.